We're here today at the William with Rod, and Rod is a hill country influencer, whether he likes to believe it or not. He's definitely
Thank you.
one of my mentors now, which should be upsetting to him. But I'd just like to ask you a couple of questions
Sure.
about your history and how you got to where you are.
Do we have enough time for that?
We do.
Okay. Grew up in the hill country, Burnet, Texas, a little bit north of here.
Uh-huh.
Went off to college at Midwestern University in Wichita Falls. Swam on partial scholarship there. Undergraduate.
You were a swimmer.
I was a swimmer. Got my undergraduate in recreation administration. Went back home, had a swim team, so I had a private team where parents would pay me to coach their kids. Did that for a year, and then which was really part-time, and my family had been in banking, so it drove my uncle crazy that I was only working from 3 to 7 every day, so he convinced me to come into the bank and then get off at 2 to go coach. So that started a 15-year career in banking.
Wow.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Did you find any pleasure in banking, or?
I did. I enjoyed the customer service side of it. I enjoyed the I guess use the term accounting, but debits and credits and balance sheet, it all had to balance and add up correctly, and so I enjoyed that aspect of it. At that time, Texas was a unit bank state, so there was no branching as we know of it today.
Wow.
In the 80s, then there was a real estate savings and loan crisis, and a lot of the huge banks, independent banks in Texas, were failing, and that's when they changed the laws, and then the Bank of Americas and the Wells Fargo and all the banks from outside of Texas came in, and so we have a branch banking state now.
Wow.
And so that's sort of, I remember as my uncle used to saying, he was president of the bank for 50 years, that it's just not as much fun as it used to be. He had to report to some analyst in Austin for loan approval, and he'd been making loans for 50 years. So
Oh my gosh.
anyway, that's when I decided to get out of banking, and I went into personal training at a Four Seasons property in Las Colinas, which is Irving, Texas, in the Dallas area. And then that morphed into, at that property, moving into the spa management side, which led me then moving to the spa at the Crescent, Hotel Crescent Court in Dallas, and then came down to Austin as spa director at Lake Austin Spa Resort.
Wow. So you have a history in hospitality, but also the finance piece
Yes.
of it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The
And the
business
finance
side.
seemed to come easily to you, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then the spa directing and the business side of the Four Seasons and that hospitality sector seemed to light you up.
Yes. Yeah.
That's so
Really
great.
enjoyed that part of it. Yeah.
What part of hospitality really makes you giggle?
I think exceeding our guest expectations. They're going to arrive at any property, and there's going to be an expectations based on website, photos, maybe word of mouth, and then being able to just blow them out of the water with the quality of the property, the service side of it,
Right.
just exceeding their expectations.
So you moved to Bernie,
Mm-hmm.
and what are you doing in Bernie now?
Well, I've been working events, primarily bike rides, triathlons, and running races. Work about 15 a year, most of them in Texas. Venture out a couple times a year to Ohio, for example, for a huge bike ride. And other than that, I'm, just stay busy around the property.
What future events will you be doing with the William?
Gosh, it's could be anything. Hopefully, whatever we end up doing together, we can just drive traffic.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I absolutely can't wait. And within Bernie, the sky's kind of the limit for you because the possibilities are endless as far as events that we could put on. Is that true?
Right.
And what advice would you give the William? What advice would you give me?
I think from what I've heard so far, I think you're on the right track. Is, becoming ingrained in the community, and creating events. I love the future opportunity to have when the parade. I can't remember which parade it is, but
Burgess Fest, yeah.
Okay, and so providing an outstanding view for a group of people on the balcony.
Yeah.
Little things like that.
Yeah, yeah. We will continue doing that, and you are now stuck with us. So, Rod, thank you
Good
so
place
much.
to be. You're
Thank
welcome.
You so much.
My pleasure.
I appreciate this.
Thank you.